Hi, my name is Megan Mio, and I'm a Postdoctoral Fellow at the Center for Youth Bipolar Disorder, based here at CAMH, and I've been at CAMH since 2020. The main focus of my current research is the link between heart and brain health in youth with mood disorders, and that includes depression and bipolar disorder. We use novel vascular imaging approaches, which are specialized tools to look at blood vessels, and more traditional brain imaging approaches to explore how heart health might influence changes in the brain, as well as mood and psychiatric symptoms. More recently, I've been focusing on young women because they appear to be at a much higher risk for heart and brain conditions like stroke later in life. I hope my research will better connect mental and physical health in youth. People are more aware now that these two are linked, but very few studies actually attempt to break this link down biologically or use that connection to improve treatment. I want my research to help identify young people who are at risk for complications later in life and support prevention and treatment efforts that bring heart and brain health together. A recent project I'm really proud of is the retinal imaging study that I started when I was a PhD student. We use eye scans, which are similar to what you get at your optometrist's office, basically as a window into the brain. We began this project within youth who have bipolar disorder, and now as a postdoc I lead this project at CAMH. We've expanded this into what we call the VIBE study, vascular interface with the brain via the eyes, as part of a collaboration with the TAKE cohort, and since January 2024 we've had over 100 participants. I also recently received joint funding from the Heart and Stroke Foundation and Brain Canada to continue work on this project, and it's been really amazing to see it grow. One trend I find really exciting in my field is the use of AI and machine learning in mental health research. These tools help to identify subgroups of people who share common biology or common treatment response, which means more personalized care for youth in the future. I'm also really excited by our group's cardiac MRI research. Cody Kennedy's work is showing signs that even in medically healthy youth with bipolar disorders, small vessel heart function is already impaired, and it's a promising direction for early detection. We collaborate with other organizations all the time, and it really enhances our work. So over the years, we've worked with teams in ophthalmology, neurology, cardiology at U of T and at Sunnybrook, and we've adapted their approaches for our youth-focused research here at CAMH. Internationally, we're also partnering with groups in the US and in Taiwan who are launching or planning similar retinal imaging studies. The tools and methods that I use include retinal imaging, the devices you can see here, which are non-invasive, inexpensive, and fast, and they take about 15 minutes per person. It's a great alternative to MRI for youth research. And we also use vascular imaging to assess blood flow and vessel function, as well as the structural brain imaging I was talking about. All of that is paired with in-depth clinical interviewing, so we can connect that biological data with lived experience and symptoms. What inspired me to pursue research was actually summer projects I was completing with amazing mentors during my undergrad at Western University. I fell in love with the scientific method, so asking meaningful questions and trying to answer them myself. Mental health is personal for so many people, myself included, and for me, research became a way to understand emotions and behavior and to help improve care for others. I found a fantastic PhD supervisor, Ben Goldstein at U of T, and I'm still working with him today. I think we need more people working in this field. Find a great mentor and then start carving out a niche that you're uniquely positioned to fill. There are definitely challenges that accompany academic research, but in Toronto we're lucky to be surrounded by incredible institutes and talent. It's a great place to grow your career. If I weren't working in mental health and addictions research, I think I'd still be doing something academic. I've always loved world history and anthropology and journalism, so maybe a different kind of grad school. Or in another life completely, I'd maybe be a winemaker or run my own restaurant. I love food, creativity, and storytelling. A typical day in my work life involves a lot of time at my computer, analyzing data, reading, and writing up my results for publication. Some days I'm working directly with participants, so helping to run the VIBE study visits and doing the eye imaging myself. At other times, I'm prepping presentations for conferences. It really depends on the season. To unwind after a long day, I like to get a good sweat in, whether that's spin or Pilates. I also love to cook, so sharing a nice meal with my friends and family is always up there. And then on the weekends, I try to get outside as much as possible, hiking, swimming, skiing, or in the summer, hitting up a public pool. One thing on my bucket list that's unrelated to research is starting a garden. someday, hopefully when I have some outdoor space in the city, I'd love to grow some herbs and some vegetables. It reminds me of my nonno's garden, and there's something really nostalgic and grounding about it, and I'd love to cook with what I grow. If I could collaborate with anyone, I'd choose Douglas Wallace, a pioneer in mitochondrial genetics, which is hugely relevant to mood and to cardiovascular health. I actually got to have breakfast with him at a conference in Switzerland, and it was amazing. I'd also say Sandra Black, who has helped shape how we interpret vascular imaging, and she's an incredible role model for young scientists.